And she gave her best friend Selena Gomez a kidney. Now Francia Risa is talking about the complications that happened after the life-saving surgery.
That's next, but first, a big night of style. With spring next week, stars are starting to show some skin at the Dior beauty event. Bella and Paris Jackson, both in Dior, of course, opted to show off their toned midriffs. Paris, who made her big screen debut last week in Gringo, perhaps giving us a sneak peek into how life is going for her. Her sweater says positive. It gives her so much more perspective knowing that. Okay, well, the last year was also a big life changer for Selena Gomez, who underwent kidney transplant surgery. Her donor, her best friend, Francia Risa. And now in a new interview, Francia reveals the emotional obstacle they both faced following this amazing act of friendship.
Selena and I both went through a depression. We both, she had some complications with hers, and she has bigger scars than, I do that, wasn't expected.
Francia details the frightening weeks that followed their kidney surgeries last summer.
I remember getting a text message from Selena saying, "I'm so scared. I might die." That's when she got the complication where the kidney turned and broke an artery, and she had to go back in, and they actually had to take a vein out of her leg. So she has a scar right here, and build a wall around her artery, like this whole thing.
Francia bears her scars on self.com and says that deciding to donate a kidney to her best friend didn't come lightly.
There were times that I did panic. When I found out I was a match, it wasn't the way I expected. One day, I got a phone call from Selena, a FaceTime, and she's like, "For a match!" And I'm like, "Yay! What? How do you know this?" I had a way that I wanted to tell her when I made the decision. I knew it was going to happen. I just needed that time. Like, it's a big thing.
Understandably, she was upset.
So I hang up and I call my social worker, and I'm angry. And she told me, it's going to be hard. The recipient is going to glow, and she's going to recover a lot faster than the donor is, because she's receiving something she needs. You're losing something you don't need to lose. It's going to be hard, and it was very hard.
On Access Live with her Grownish co-stars, Francia told us she unknowingly began preparing for the surgery several years earlier.
About 3 years ago, my palate changed, and I was like, I really want vegetables, and I want fish, and I want to drink more water, and I actually don't really like alcohol. 3 years later, I go through these changes. The doctor says, hey, you're going to have to drink 2 to 3 liters of water a day. You're going to eat more vegetables. You can't drink that much. When I found out I was a match, I already knew that 3 years prior, God had already prepped me for that moment.
It's called destiny.
Right?
Yes. All right, coming up, let the March Madness begin.